There are kids in this world who are different. Special.
In this episode, I'll be breaking down the 27th episode of 6 Men Season 4, piece by piece. Well, hello, Review Pop listeners, it's your Landon Mueller.
Now we are here today to talk about episode 27 of 6 Months Season 4, called Straight Outta Pine Hollow. In this week's episode, it's a cliffhanger palooza. Just hearing the dynamics between Remy and Adam in this episode is phenomenal, and I love whenever GZM puts two unexpected characters together. Also, Cyrus and Angel are finally starting to bond again. If we think back to Cyrus the Lost Tapes, both characters connected because they were both going through something. And I think we're to a point in the series in which both characters are going to start opening up about themselves. In other news, GZM just named their new mascot Gilligan, which was suggested by superfan Rowena.
I think this is awesome, and
it's coming at such a great time because Hidden Island just ended
for some GZM subscribers.
I personally think the finale was great and can't wait to see what comes next on the Imagination Amplified feed. On another note, let's get straight into this episode.
Explaining why I need to leave. Leave and go where? So I'm going to... Oh no.
I can just hear the concern in Brynleigh's voice, knowing the position Kady is putting herself in. If we think back to Season 1, Brynleigh was so devastated that Badger wanted to leave her, but this time she has more than just herself to blame. Kady messed up, but I don't think Brynleigh actually expected her to leave. I think Brynleigh feels obligated to fix the situation.
Not only as a friend, but for Cyrus's sake.
Brynleigh knows that Kady has a habit of making decisions without giving them much thought. Just think where Kady would be if Brynleigh wasn't there when she found out about her parents, and not in a great place. Thankfully, Brynleigh's great at confronting people, which we'll get to later on in this episode.
You don't say that yet? Well, it's coming. Can you please let JP Whittier know that I'm here to interview for the job as his personal assistant? Thanks bunches.
Oh man, that's so great.
This reminds me of episode 43 of Season 3 when Cyrus applies for a job at a Minnesota diner. We see time after time again that 6 Months characters have a habit of revisiting old jobs or situations.
I mean, Holiday's motto is practically breaking into Whittier Corp.
And the Anders kids love crummy diners. I honestly did not expect to see Kady walking into Whittier Corp because it seemed as though she wanted to get as far away from Juno as possible.
Start over.
But I'm glad to see that Kady's in a position for Brynleigh to get through to her. Sure, Brynleigh was pretty upset, but she managed to forgive Kady. Maybe we'll see more duets out of them.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
None taken.
You're a fast learner.
Thank you, Cyrus Anders, for updating my software.
Well, the more I enhance you, the better you can help me.
I love that scene, and I'm still just getting used to hearing Ivan's old voice. And it's been an interesting experience visualizing him as a 7-foot robot. Thankfully, there's amazing new fan art of this version of Ivan that was featured in the GZM newsletter. I think it's important to keep in mind the amount of time Cyrus has spent with Ivan over the years.
He knows just about everything about the robot.
From his specs to his inner workings, Ivan has never been more of a tool.
Let's say Cyrus wants to spy on Dr. Whittier.
Cyrus knows how to make Ivan do that. And if he's able to control Ivan, just think about what he can do with all the other Whittier Corp tech.
Either way, I'm excited.
They take your blood every day.
Sometimes more than once.
That's intense. Listen, I was thinking, you wanna go for a ride?
Yeah, as I was talking about the intro, traumatic experiences.
While we still don't know much about Angel, we know she's been through a lot. She isn't treated as a girl, she's treated as a tool, similarly to how Holiday was treated as a weapon. While kids like her are different, special, they deserve to have the same pleasures any other kids do. I think Angel is facing the same feelings Casey felt in Season 1. She spent her whole life being controlled by others, and then got to feel a glimpse of the world outside a bubble.
She feels comfortable around Cyrus.
Something she probably hasn't had around anybody else. I'm curious to know what her relationship with her mother looks like. She was featured in Cyrus the Lost Tapes, but we still know little about her.
I'm also curious to know if Angel lost somebody very closer to her.
Like how Kady thought she lost Mila.
I kinda sorta remember being in this school for a while, but I have no clue exactly when or why. At least I got back to my house here in Pine Hollow, New Jersey in time to start my junior year of high school.
Alright, that clears up a lot of questions. In Rewind, Jess brought up the question of whether or not this is the Remy from 2020, or the Remy we see at the end of Season 3. And now we know it's the latter. So I think it's great that we get to experience an older version of Remy and an older version of Alex. We get to see how their lives have changed since the pandemic and what has stayed the same. I'm also curious to see if her memories from the island slowly come back to her, like what happened with Brynleigh. As for the rest of Remy's family, what did it look like to see her absent? Was she home one day, then just disappeared, and then reappeared out of thin air like nothing had happened? I'm curious to know how that all went down.
I think I know who you are, BT Dubs. Bruce, right? You're a bot?
Wow, you're good. Yes, I am Bruce.
My mind exploded after that one because I was under the impression that this was a version of Remy within the Six Minutes universe, and there was no such thing as the Six Minutes podcast. This essentially combines our world with the Six Minutes world because Remy knows about the fictional podcast whilst inside the universe existing of the characters, and the actors from 6 Minutes have been on her podcast, so how does that all work without tempering with the fact that the characters are real people inside their world? I could go down a rabbit hole for so many hours because there are a million different ways Dave and the team could go about writing this storyline. It also seems like Adam knows something considering he's lying to Remy about being Bruce.
What are you doing here? You have no clue what you're walking into.
I'm trying to help, to end this nightmare once and for all. Don't forget, I worked here not so long ago.
Both characters bring up some great points, especially Kady. As I mentioned earlier, Kady's putting herself in a very difficult situation. However, she is clever and knows how to do things without getting caught. Brynleigh, on the other hand, doesn't trust Kady with those types of decisions. She's proven to be untrustworthy and unreliable, but I think both girls can find a way to compromise. The only way they can help Cyrus is by working together. I also think Kady has the best intentions by going to Whittier Corp. She is taking initiative even in the most difficult situation. She just doesn't want to wait and sit around for something bad to happen, or risk her chances of making it home.
Is there a problem, ladies?
Dr. Whittier!
It's you.
Dr. Whittier, I don't think we've met. My name is...
I know exactly who you are.
Wow, as I said, cliffhanger palooza. And I really don't know what to say about that one. I may have a prediction, but first I want to address a misconception that is still going around. I sometimes see users on Apple Podcasts or Spotify say that the JP in JP Whittier stands for Jude Pasternak, which is simply not true. It was already confirmed on GZM Rewind that it doesn't stand for that, but maybe it has other significance. On another note, let's talk about the cliffhanger itself. Now, GZM could just go the route of having JP Whittier confuse Brynleigh for somebody else he knows, but I just don't believe that's the case. I believe that he either knows about their activities in Berlin, or he is somehow connected to her through somebody in his past.
This is the helicopter dock.
Is it?
You want to steal a helicopter?
What can I say? It runs in my family.
I love helicopters, and every time a Smoot character hops aboard one, I think back to Season 1. Also, I can totally see the James shining through in Cyrus. So much of him resembles his dad more than ever. I mean, he's willing to steal a chopper just to make a friend happy. He really is a brave character if I've ever seen one. I mean, it's his nature. Until next time, this is Landon saying, peace, love, and time travel.